All right, hello and welcome to the Foundations of Business, Chapter 17. As part of our Business and Personal Finance unit, we're going to go through some of the sources of funding and specifically analyzing the financial needs for the sources of funding for a business enterprise. Please make sure that you have your guided notes along with you so that you can follow along and complete that as we go through the materials. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so when it comes to being able to fund your business, it's important to know that starting a business requires funding. Nothing starts without money. Before you can acquire funds, you must first analyze the needs of your business, because we do not want to obviously borrow or obtain more financial resources than are needed. We want to get just what we need in order for us to be able to operate as a business. So hopefully by the end of this particular presentation lecture, you will understand how to distinguish among startup costs, operating costs, reserve funds, how to identify sources of personal and private financing, how to discuss the options available through bank funding, and finally, how to explain the criteria used in approving commercial loans. Okay, so why is this important? It's very important because whenever starting a business or to expand a business, you must review the financial position accurately in order to estimate the funding that is needed to move forward. Let's take a look at a simulation. Not a simulation. Let's take a look at an example of a lemonade stand. So let's say that Jenny and Matt are starting a business. They're going to start a lemonade stand. So their product or service is going to be lemonade. Their market is hot, thirsty people who are in the neighborhood. Location is going to be in front of Matt's house. And this is how they're going to start their enterprise. So knowing this is going to impact how funding is obtained in order to start this enterprise. So supplies that are needed, such as lemonade pitcher, standard table, some cups, cash box, and even some ice cubes. Advertising is going to be a large cardboard sign. The startup costs, this is coins for change, possibly even money for the lemonade and cups. And hopefully this is going to be all that is needed in order to get this particular lemonade stand off the ground and started. All right, so now Jenny and Matt are business entrepreneurs. An entrepreneur is an individual who follows his or her dreams by assuming the risk of starting a new business. So they are looking to start a new business known as a lemonade stand, and they have some of the particulars already laid out. Entrepreneurs are highly motivated people who transition from ideas to products or services into real-world businesses in order to establish a product or a service that meets the needs and wants of consumers and fulfills a demand. About 75% of the 21 million businesses in the United States are run by one owner, which means that there is a significant amount of businesses that are sole proprietorships or one-owner enterprises. Now, when it comes to funding a business, one thing we have to understand is that when starting a business, a major concern is how to finance it. What needs to be considered? Capital that's needed, the personal financing, the private financing, bank funding, and applying for a commercial loan. Now, all of these are avenues that can be used in order to find funds to be able to start a business. Some, one, or all may be used depending upon a current situation. Now, when it comes to determining needed capital, to start a business, you must make a realistic estimate of how much capital that is needed. In this case, you probably want to estimate high because it's better to have more funds than is needed than to have less funds than is needed. Capital, the definition, which is the money you need to establish a business, operate for the first few months, and expand the business. Capital is an ongoing, changing variable within the funding structure of a business. It is never the same from period to period. Also, another thing to remember when determining needed capital is to make the estimate, you must determine the following. First of all, startup costs. How much is it going to cost for us to get what we need in order to get our business off the ground and started? What about operating costs? So once we are operational and we are running, what is it going to cost to keep us running? Reserve funds, which is funds that we might keep on reserve in the case of emergencies, maybe capital or equipment repairs, taking on additional employees, etc. All of these are to be considered when it comes to determining needed capital for an enterprise. Now, let's take a look at startup costs. These are the costs for setting up the business. Now, the startup costs may include inventory to open the business, what is needed for day one when the business opens its doors, equipment, fixtures, and display cases, possibly for the aesthetics portion of the business enterprise in the brick and mortar store. Security deposit for rented space if it is not a purchased building or office or business area. These are some but not all of the startup costs that could be considered. All right. Also, advertising and promotions. How are our customers going to know what we are selling, when we are selling it, and where they can buy it? Insurance, which is protection of our assets in case of disaster. Professional fees in case we have consultants helping us with certain areas of our business enterprise. Remodeling costs if we purchase or rent a structure or a business area that does not meet our needs, therefore modifications need to be made. Legal permits and licenses if needed, if necessary, to make sure that we are in compliance with all ordinances. Supplies, these could be basic office supplies or actually business and service supplies, all would apply there. So a number of different startup costs to be considered when analyzing financial needs. Now let's take a look at the operating costs. Operating costs are the ongoing expenses that have to be considered during the operation once the business opens its doors. Let's consider the following when it comes to operating costs. Payroll, this is the payment of our employees who are working for us. Rent or mortgage, if we do have a business that have either rent or purchased, is probably going to be a monthly payment, which is going to consist of our operating costs. Utility bills, electricity, gas, water needed in order for us to operate. Office expenses, insurance premiums, advertising, delivery charges, bank charges and other fees for processing payment from customers who want to use cards. All of these are considered to be operating costs. Now, yes, there are more, and some, if not all, or just a few, are going to apply depending upon the business enterprise. Now, when it comes to reserve fund, this is the money that can be made available for future expansion of your business. Also can be used in case of an emergency. So when estimating a reserve fund, you want to consider getting and keeping the right amount of inventory. Obviously, if you are having a lemonade stand, you do not want to not have enough cups. So you want to make sure that you have enough of those. Additional equipment for increased business, just in case the business gets really, really busy. You want to make sure that you have everything that is needed to be able to meet that demand. Also want to consider advertising and other promotional costs. Capital for any unexpected costs or increased sales. The need to maintain a positive cash flow, which means our income is greater than our expenses. Expansion of facilities in case the business is getting bigger than what the current structure can handle. So all of these are to be considered because there could be a time for expansion or there could be a time for emergency. The reserve fund is a great way to cover those costs. There's also personal financing. Now, 75% of new business ventures are funded through personal assets. Now, however, those assets do not provide enough cash to start the business, so one might consider consumer loans, which are secured with personal collateral or some item to hold the individual accountable for the loan and the money that's been borrowed. And we also want to consider home equity loans. If you are a business owner who owns your own home, you can borrow against the equity of your home. This is a loan based on the difference between the current market value of your home and the amount that you still owe on the mortgage. So another option if you are a homeowner. All right, so if we take a look at this figure here, and I think I have it on the bigger slide. Yes, I do. So if we take a look at this example, we will take a look at this, and we can obviously do some calculations like this in class to practice. But if you are looking for a home equity loan, this is a simple calculation that can be done to see exactly how much you may be able to borrow based off of your current situation and what you owe on your home. So take a look at these. This is also available in your textbook, but this is a great guide in determining how much you could obtain through a home equity loan. Okay, then there's also private financing. This is borrowing money from family or friends. This one you want to be careful about. Obviously, this is done privately, so if you're going to borrow from a relative or a friend, this involves very little paperwork. But at the same time, doing business with family and friends has its own set of challenges, especially when there's financial obligations involved. It often requires no collateral, which is a benefit, may require low or no interest payments, which is another benefit, but it can lead to personal conflicts if you are unable to pay back the loan. You need to be aware of that as well. Okay, then there's bank funding. Bank funding is another way. So it can consider the advantages and disadvantages of bank funding. What might they be? Some advantages are experienced in dealing with small businesses. They've done this before. Wide variety of loan plans. You probably find one to be able to fit your needs. Possible advice and other business services if needed in order to keep your business running and operational. And it might also want to see local businesses succeed because banks are going to make money when your business makes money. So they are going to be invested to some extent. Okay. Also, disadvantages requires extensive paperwork, investigation, and documentation. The bank's going to do their homework before lending any funds. Often conservative and may not loan if the business appears to be too risky. So we need to make sure that we are able to establish ourselves as a good risk for the bank to get involved with. Thus, we will be able to obtain the funds that we need. Now, you can borrow from a bank in a couple of different ways. You can do a line of credit. This is an arrangement in which bank customers can borrow a certain amount of money from the bank immediately. No interest is paid unless the funds is accessed. So it's basically out there as funds to use. As long as it's not used, no interest is charged. But if it is used, interest is charged. So it doesn't have to be used. It doesn't have to be paid back unless it is used. There's also secured loans. These are backed by collateral. They are offered as both short and long term, very similar to like an auto loan where the car becomes the collateral, or a mortgage where the house becomes the collateral. There's also unsecured loans, which do not require collateral and are usually short term and will usually have a higher interest rate for paying back the borrowed funds. There's also commercial loans. To get a commercial loan from a bank, you must display the 5 C's of credit, which is going to maintain that you are a risk that is worth taking for the bank or for the lender. These are character, capacity, capital, collateral, and credit history. If you are able to establish all of those, you are going to set yourself up for a potential commercial loan. Now, to get a commercial loan from a bank, you must provide a business plan, which means you have to show them what you are planning to do and planning to accomplish. A very detailed business plan is going to enhance your probability of getting a loan. And in doing so, hopefully, with using some, few, or all of these different financial options, you will be able to obtain the funds to be able to start your business enterprise. All right, so make sure that you go back if needed to revisit any of the slides to complete the guided notes. Turn it in Google Classroom once you have it completed, and I will see you next time we meet in class.